Alright, ground beef sauce. So we got a pound of ground beef. We get the pan nice and hot, so you see the water beating. Put the beef right in it. There's no oil. We're going to sear it up and brown it nicely. So I just press it all around the side of the pan and just start letting it start to brown. After a couple of minutes, going to move it around. Nothing sticking. There's enough fat in the meat. This is lean ground beef, what we're using. I added a little bit of Italian seasoning, which it's got some oregano and some basil and some marjoram in there, right? And cooking it up nicely. So we get it nice and cooked. We got it on a just over medium heat. You see the fat coming out of the meat. So I'm going to strain the meat now. While the meat's straining, I put a little olive oil into the pan, and it's about a teaspoon of olive oil. We're going to saute the onions, brown them up nicely. So we saute some onions. We're going to add in there also some celery and some carrots. Now, also I found in my fridge a little bag of organic mixed vegetables, which has a lot of broccoli in it. Broccoli is so good for you, so we can add a bit of that too. Get the vegetables into the meat sauce. Alright, got to get the kids eating vegetables. Alright, so we saute that up nicely, right? And put the lid on there with the vent open and let it saute. Another pot, we got a pasta. I got in the 4-quart pot, put a salt into the water. Just give it a quick stir to dissolve the salt. That way it'll boil faster. So now the whistle went off. What I'm going to do is stir up the vegetables here. They're looking pretty good. All nice and translucent and they'll cook it nicely. I'm going to add all my beef. The beef's been strained nicely. We add it into the pot. A little bit more of Italian seasoning on that. Get a few herbs into that, right? Then what we're going to do is add some crushed tomatoes. Alright, so the crushed tomatoes go right in there. We're going to mix it up all nicely, right? So give it a mix, and then I add a little bit of beef broth, beef stock. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook that down for a little bit. So mix it up nicely, and then we add the beef broth, and then we're going to let it cook on a medium heat, because I want dinner to be cooked a bit faster. If I was making a big pot, I probably would cook it at a lower heat for a much longer period of time. So now we get the pasta in. When the pasta's cooked, the meat sauce will be good to go. So we boil that water, get the pasta in. The meat sauce is looking good. Alright, it's simmering nicely, and there we go. Looks yummy. That's the way Chef Warren likes to do it at dinner for two. Give it a stir. Move it all around, and it's looking nicely cooked. We've got lots of vegetables in there, so we got a nice healthy meat sauce. Penne pasta is cooked. We're going to put a little bit of feta cheese on here as well, and we're good to go.